Hey, what's up, everybody? Wednesday. What is it? January 17th. We had a rate hike today by the Bank of Canada. So let's talk about that. Now, we are starting to see more and more the central banks, the major central banks of the world, falling in line with the rate hikes. Now, really, the only ones that have not joined the bandwagon have been the ECB, obviously, and the Bank of Japan. However, the Bank of Japan has begun to reduce the size of its balance sheet, although very incrementally, but still that is nonetheless symbolic. Now, with the Bank of Canada's rate hike today, which brings their benchmark rate up to 1.25%. Now, some of you who've been following along, and by the way, full disclosure, I am long the Canadian dollar, making money on that. Another way to say that, I am short dollar Canada. Okay, now, some of you who have been following along and who now have gotten a good understanding of MMT would ask me, well, Mike, aren't rate hikes bearish for the currency? And my answer to that, as you know, would be yes. But you have to be able to synthesize the big picture. The big picture being the dollar is still the leading currency, as it comprises, half of all currency pairs traded in the world, and it is, of course, still the reserve currency. Fed policy is still one of rate hikes, and you have a major fiscal expansion underway in the United States. So while, I guess in a vacuum, you could say right now the policy of the Bank of Canada raising interest rates is fundamentally bearish for the Canadian dollar, the US dollar's overriding fundamentals, both from a fiscal policy standpoint, a monetary policy standpoint, and more importantly, maybe, the thing that I've really been kind of highlighting and talking about is the geopolitical standpoint of the U.S. dollar. Of course, I'm talking about the weaponization of the dollar, the use of the dollar in sanctions as a function of U.S. foreign policy and even military policy, okay? That is the overriding thing. So, having said that, I still am very much sticking to my view that the dollar is in a long-term decline based on these factors. And I do not think that the geopolitical position of the United States, the use of sanctions applied everywhere, I do not think that is going away. As a matter of fact, Congress may have made that a permanent policy through some of these sanctions, which cannot be turned around by presidential decree or executive order. Anyway, so we have that today. We have the, by the way, there was a lot heavy volatility after that move. It was well telegraphed, but several times in the past when we have seen rate hikes by the Bank of Canada, although they were well telegraphed, the Canadian dollar really took off. Now, the zombies, of course, they buy the currency when they see rate hikes. And they also, this is classic behavior. It's like the zombies, they do the same thing every single time, and it's like they open up their wallet to you every single time, and they're literally asking you, here, come take my money out of my wallet. And many of you here who watch this, not my subscribers, of course, and not my followers, but the rest of you, you're zombies. You do the same thing. I've seen these statements and comments posted up here about, oh, interest rates are going to make the dollar go up. You've been saying this for 2 years, maybe longer. Same thing with gold. What do? Every time they get afraid of an interest rate hike, they sell gold, and then the Fed hikes the rates and gold goes up. We had a $100 rally since the last rate hike in gold. So there you have it. It's like like I said yesterday in a video, it's a fascinating thing to watch. It is a sort of religion. It's not an understanding. It's not science. It's not based on a concise understanding of how the monetary system functions. It's basically a religion. They when they hear rate hikes, they want to buy the currency. When they hear inflation, they want to buy the currency because they think that's going to be rate hikes, which it will, because that's central banker behavior. But the rate hikes are not bullish. They're bearish. But you have to be able to synthesize all this information. By the way, I got another nice email from a subscriber today saying, Mike, your stock picks that you gave, they have paid for your subscription many times over. Many times over. Two stocks that he mentioned were CVS, which has shot up, and Valero, which we got in the mid-60s, and now it's almost at 100. So I'm happy to hear that. People continue to make money. They're doing very, very well. Yesterday I said I doubled my Forex account in the last 3 months. I had another guy send me an email. He doubled his in 2.5 months, so he even beat me. So all this stuff is really, it's all based on MMT. And, you know, like I said, the zombies open their wallets to us and they basically say, here, take the money. And central bankers are zombies too. We know what their behavior is going to be. Therefore, we can bet on outcomes knowing what their behavior is going to be because they all subscribe to a certain orthodoxy, and knowing what the effect of the policies are going to be. We know that because of MMT. Everybody else does not know that. They have it backward. In most cases, they have it completely backward. So that is the ongoing situation right now. We're still long oil, okay? Doing very, very well on that. As you know, every Wednesday, actually this week it'll be Thursday because the holiday on Monday, when the EIA report comes out, I put out a thorough and complete breakdown and analysis of that report. That is the weekly petroleum status report. What do the zombies look at? They look at one piece of data, maybe two if they think they're smart. They'll look at the change in crude oil inventories. Maybe they'll look at the change in gasoline inventories. Maybe some will even look at the change in distillate inventory, thinking that that's all you need to know. That's not all you need to know. There is so much information in that report. There is supply information, inventories. There is demand information. There is import and export information. Why is that important? Get my report. I'll tell you. Get on the list. Go to pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. Every time I raise the price of my subscription, people say, oh, I wish I would have got in earlier. Well, you got to get in now because, you know, it's just going to keep going up because it is a valuable, valuable service. There is nobody out there like me who has put together an applied approach of MMT. MMT, of course, modern monetary theory. It is the most concise understanding of our monetary system. We got everything right. All right, everyone, go to pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT. You get the current report, and you can go download all the back issues. And, of course, you get my emails. I think I sent out about 6 or 7 of them already today. Bye.